Well, these are the two chain guard bolts, a long and a short one, and they're both in pretty poor condition, and they're only zinc coated anyway. So I'm now going to make two new ones in stainless, the 5/16 with a 26 TPI thread on the end. I'll do that now. Well, I'm making some stainless bolts today, and this is the long bolt from the chain guard. That's the BSA bolts, and these are £4.50. You can get them online for £4.50 in stainless. That's a stainless steel bolt from Screwfix, which cost me 60p. And although it's not about the money, it is a saving when you add it up across the bike. So that's what I'll be doing today. Well, that's the thread cut now. It's 5/16 by 26. I do 3 light passes with the single point, and I finish off with the high-speed steel die, and I end up with a perfect fit, as you can see. So I'm very happy with that. Well, I'm ready to fit this mudguard now, and I've just put some wires through for the tail light and the stop light, and I've also run a separate earth which I'll earth back to the frame. Otherwise you've got to start scratching off the powder coating to get a good earth on the mudguard, so I'll wire it back to the frame. Won't be seen. Well, this is the rear number plate. As you can see, it's a bit knocked about, and it's been powder coated now, so I don't want to start filling in and rubbing down. So the actual number plate, when I get that, will cover most of the back of it. and when the light's on you won't see any of that. So I'm just going to press on with that now. Well, these are 2 pages from the parts book, and I don't know if you can see it, but this is what I thought my bike was, and I thought I'd lost this little bracket which secures the back of the mudguard. Sent off to Dragonfly, and they sent me this, and I've painted it green, but I've since found out that this is the arrangements I've got on my bike, and it's still a 1956. I have checked it. And I've got, these aren't too bad, but the backing plates are knackered, so I'm going to make 2 new backing plates. I've got one of the rubbers, lost the other one, but I'm going to make one out of this. This is some hard rubber I've got. So I'll press on with those today. Well, I've made 2 of these little brackets now, and I've brazed these nuts, these bolts actually, to the back of the plate, which makes it a lot easier to locate them on the bike, getting your hand up the back of the mudguard. I found this second rubber, it was in one of the boxes, so I don't need that now, and I don't need this either. And I'm ready to finally bolt everything up tight on the mudguard and move on to something else. Well, the back mudguard's sorted now. I've just got to tighten up all the bolts. I deliberately left them loose so that I can locate everything. There's a little bracket I've made. There's one hidden away down there. And once I've bolted up all the bolts, tightened up all the bolts, ready to move on to the next part of the job, which I think I'll do the battery carrier, which has to be modified because with the electric start there's a bigger battery goes on, and I need to alter the carrier for the battery there, so I'll be doing that next. Well, this is the battery carrier off the bike, and as you can see, because I've got an electric start on this bike, I need to fit this bigger battery. It's all a bit loose at the moment, so I need to cut off this part of the battery carrier so that it sits flush onto this part, and then I'll need to make a little stop here to stop it flying forward if I have to brake hard any time. So I'll be getting on with that now. Well, as you can see, the battery carrier has been altered and modified to take the larger battery, and it's had a couple of coats of the paint, same colour as the frame. And this little bracket at the front here just stops the battery sliding forward. Well, this is the oil tank, and it's ready to be sorted now. It's got a thick layer of black sludge inside, and that needs to come out. It's quite thick actually. It's a right mess. I didn't have it powder coated because it's not really recommended to have it powder coated. It has to go through the sandblaster, and I didn't want that to happen. So the plan now is to clean out the inside with some paraffin. I've got some nuts in there to break it down. Strip the paint off with some nitromors. Make sure it's absolutely spotlessly clean, and then I'll repaint it in this colour. Well, I've checked the filter and there's no breaks in it. Yes there is, look. What a mess. Okay, so it's a new filter required. In the meantime I'll just seal the whole thing up. This is actually off the forks, the top nuts off the forks, same thread. Okay, so I'll half fill it with paraffin now and give it a good shake and make sure to break down all this sludge in here. I'm going to give this a good shake. I'll probably do it through 2 or 3 times. Look, there's a load of old nuts in there. I'll spend quite a bit of time on this because I want to make sure the inside is spotlessly clean. Well, I've been soaking this for about 20 minutes and all the sludge is broken down, although there is still some in there, so I'm going to repeat the process a few times till I actually get it spotlessly clean inside. Well, it's taken me best part of an hour to clean this tank. I'm just going to check it with my camera, but I can see inside and it looks spotlessly clean, so I'm happy with that. So now it's time for nitromors to get rid of the old paint. Well, this is the front mudguard. It's been powder coated, but it's a bit rough around here, so I'm going to make some repairs, and I'm going to sort out these holes. They were for the number plate and I don't know what they were for, but I'm going to sort those out as well while I'm at it. Well, I've got some small fiberglass patches which I'll put in over the holes, 2 layers, and when that's set, I've already countersunk the back side of the holes. I'll spread in some filler and sand them down, and they should be a decent repair. These two holes are for the mudguard stay, and so are these here for the back of the forks. Well, it's taken me just over an hour to get this back down to bare metal, and it's ready for painting now. There's one or two small repairs to be made, and there's one or two places where I couldn't get the wheel in, so I'll do that by hand. But it's turned out okay. Well, this is a short progress report, and as you can see, the back mudguard's on, the old tank has been replaced, and the toolbox is on. I've fitted these handlebars just loosely because I am going to replace those. They're marked in a few places and they're not very good. I just loosely fitted the headlamp and that's okay. And the front mudguard's on, and I did some repairs on the front here as well as the holes, and that's been rubbed down, rubbed down and painted, and that's fine. So here are all the engine plates and the engine bolts with the spacers, and I intend to make a whole new set. There's the stainless rods I've got to make this new engine bolts from. And the next video I'll probably be showing the gearbox and engine. I'll probably start on the gearbox. I'll take that to pieces and see how bad that is inside. So there we are, ready for the next stage, which will be the engine and gearbox.